Hey everyone, here's another update from me for my Setar journey. And after a couple of videos where I just uploaded me playing songs, I'm back with another kind of vlog style update. Um, yeah, so it's the end of the year, and I'm looking back at what all has happened in the last 12 months, basically. And um, yeah, my last update in this format was in the middle of August, and in terms of Setar, um, I had a really great experience at the beginning of September, where I actually gave my first little concert. Um, I Around May, I published my second poetry book, and I organized a release party sort of event where I read a bunch of my poems, and I signed books. And after poetry, I also played Setar, and it was a wonderful evening. I was blown away, and the people were blown away. And I've performed a lot of poetry in the last, I don't know, 4 or 5 years. So that part wasn't really something new to me. I was nervous about it, but I was extremely nervous about performing Setar in front of like an actual audience. And I practiced many weeks, a particular set of pieces from Dastgah Dashti, and um, it's all on video. I'm going to do some video and audio editing, and also going to upload it to this channel. But yeah, all in all, it was a wonderful experience. I did made a lot of mistakes while performing, but also this like focused practice helped me to kind of, yeah, I mean, like, just like find the next level in my practice, and kind of increase my effort and my consistency. And um, the rhythm in my practice changed a lot from those weeks, because I focused on the same pieces day after day after day. And my sort of normal rhythm would be to practice a new song every week for 1 week, and play it, and maybe take a video, and then go to the next song. But in those weeks, I was again and again practicing the same songs, and it was a different kind of practice. And yeah, it was just a really nice experience, like all together, everything. Um, yeah, and then I traveled like right after my performance. I think like 2 days later, I traveled the world for like 2 months, or like 6 weeks. And when I came back, I it's always really hard for me to combine my setup practice with traveling, because I usually don't take my setup with me. But I also found a new aspect in my practice that also has lifted up my kind of level a lot, which is to listen a lot to music. And of course, specifically the types of songs I'm going to practice myself, but also generally all kind of traditional Persian music. Like if I listen to it every day, subconsciously it'll just like I'll get it. And yeah, like for example, knowing a song by heart is so important to play it. It really helps me to kind of go very deep into the song, and reach that kind of level where I'm not even thinking about what my hands do and what note comes next and so on. It's sort of just the entire piece is just like in me, and I like just let it go through me. Um, so to reach that state, listening to it is so helpful, and I didn't do it that much before. I listened to a lot of music before also, but not kind of in this focused, intentional way. And like coincidentally or like luckily, this is really easily combined with traveling. Like I have time to listen to music when I'm traveling. It's just the inconvenience of like carrying additional luggage, and also I'm concerned that something happens to my setar. So um, I could actually keep practicing without having my setar, and it like blew my mind. But still, I still struggle a lot with, after a long time away, find my routine again and go back to like practicing every day. So usually what happens when I come back, it's like for like a few days or a week, I will not even touch my setar, because there's this period of settling in, and I feel like, and this is going to sound stupid, but I feel like I'm not in the right state to like touch my centaur, and it's like there's a certain respect I need to show it, or some um, mindfulness towards my instrument, and I take it really seriously, and I think there's some truth in it, but it also keeps me from like it if it turns the wrong direction, it's like I'll feel guilty for not practicing, which is of course not healthy and not helpful for my practice. Um, but in the healthy, positive side of it is definitely um, like treating my setar respectfully, making sure it's clean, and for example, I need to replace the strings, and I wash my hands before I use it, and those type of things. That could be also some rituals. Um, it definitely helps me to like get into the right approach and attitude towards my practice. Um, yeah, so after traveling, there's like a transition period. So what happened is basically for 2 months I didn't practice physically. I still listened to music, but I didn't touch my setar for 2 months, and then I started to make this new video updates that I think now the last 3 or 4 videos are just me playing a new piece. And I really like this format because it sort of it helps me. It's like recording a song is for me like the final step. Um, After practicing it, learning it by heart, getting into it, listening to it a lot, and then I like perform it and I record it, and that's kind of a wrap. So I can move on to the next piece. Of course, I can always revisit it. Um, and I also think for like the viewer experience, it's really nice to just see a song and feel how it feels, and I'll still give a little update and a little video description, but there's not so much of me like in the other type of videos like this one, where I'm just like sharing my journey and explaining how I feel, what happened, and so on. I like to keep it separate now. Of course, there's in these type of videos, there's always going to be some setar play, like um, depending on the song I'm practicing, and there are often some specific techniques I need to focus on, like dorab. My dorab technique improved a lot. It's about hitting the string 3 times, but it's the time for one hit. Like it's like rolling over the string. It's really nice. So the type of practice I do in terms of technique changes depending on the type of songs I'm practicing. But there's one practice I'll always keep, like I do every day basically, which is um, the staccato. I forgot the Persian name for it, which is like. So first I hit the note on the first string just with the index finger, or it could also be the middle finger, and then I stop. I gently touch the first string with my ring finger to stop. This technique is also known, for example, in I think in trumpets. It's basically like tick 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 tick, and it's usually accompanying a part where the singer is like always stopping, like I can't do it, but it's like it's just a certain technique that it can be found in singing and also in the accompanying setar. And usually, how it appears in pieces, it's the first. It's like. It's like it starts with a chop. Yeah. So this is kind of an update on my type of practices I do. I'm almost finished with the Dastgale Dashti, those type of songs I shared. I think in the last months have all been from Dashti. There's 2 more songs I need to play and upload, and then I'm moving on to another Dastga. It's called Abu Ata. And yeah, it has been a great year for me in many accounts, and also in terms of my setar practice, sharing my practice, my journey, my music with you and with the world, and now also with a live audience, has been incredibly fun. And I definitely notice a new type of quality in my play, or also in my being. When I am connected with my practice, it is a certain kind of calmness. I used to be very nervous. I'm still a bit nervous, but there's a different quality in it of like, yeah, just the calmness. And especially, like, for example, in this technique, I really notice like my hands have to do a certain type of movement that's not easy, like, and my hands have to be extremely relaxed and calm, and my entire breath, for example, needs to be super relaxed. And then the movement is quite simple. It's not easy, but simple. It's like going the direct route without tension, without misdirections, and it's just really fun, like really interesting to experience this connection between my body and the music and the setar. It's like there's like a feedback between how I'm feeling inside, how I'm breathing, and how my hands are moving, to what type of energy I'm transmitting with the help of the setar. And oh my god, this is just so amazing. Yeah, so I'm just really grateful for having this opportunity and for going through this experience. there's a feeling of I'd like to explore other instruments as well. Maybe percussion instrument. Um, so I'm really curious and excited how next year is going to turn out. In terms of my setar practice, yeah, I'll keep moving forward and practicing and sharing and meeting new people. Having jam sessions is something I'd like to explore next year as well. There's definitely a lot to explore. Yeah. So, with all of that being said, um, thank you all for, yeah, just joining me on my journey and supporting me. It really makes a big difference to me to be able to share this with you all, and reading your supportive comments or just like hanging out together gives me a lot of energy and inspiration. So thank you for that. And yeah, I'll see you around. And Happy New Year, everyone, and bye bye.